What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate, and I got one for y'all this morning. So, last night, I was looking at some interviews and reading up on some things with some lightweight fighters, and I found something not even really interesting. It was just kind of baffling of how openly ignorant people can be. So, let's jump into it. Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez had a lot to say in a negative light in regards to Devin Haney. And basically, according to Teofimo Lopez and Rolly Romero, it's just the two of them and Ryan Garcia. So like they're the only good fighters out there or something. Okay. So excuse me. I'm listening to what they're saying. And, Teofimo is still singing that song. He's salty as hell, talking about how they set this up for Devin to win. And, you guys heard what I said in the last video. This was preordained. This was set up solely for Haney to win because, now he's slighting Kambosos. Kambosos ain't that good, even though Kambosos beat him. Well, here's the thing, y'all. You beat Lomachenko, Teofimo, and then people said he beat the man that nobody wanted to face. Then Kambosos beats you. What did they say? He beat the man that beat the man. And they build Kambosos up. Beautiful. No problem. But Kambosos goes in there and gets dominated. And Devin made it look easy. You don't hear he beat the man that beat the man that beat the man, right? You hear it when I say it. You don't hear these same people. Even Max Kellerman had the nerve to say, now he can acknowledge Devin Haney as a champion. Basically, let me explain this to you guys. When Lomachenko had 10 fights, just 10 fights, they was comparing him to Floyd Mayweather. Look at Lomachenko's resume. You cannot compare his resume. You cannot compare his resume to Floyd Mayweather's. And you guys know that. And on top of that, remember ESPN removing the losses from his record? I've talked about this before. You see the favoritism that certain fighters get. Now, Devin Haney wins. Oh, I bet he won't beat Lomachenko. Well, that's what we want to see, right? Let's get it. Let's get it. It's not about who you like. I don't care who you like. It's not about who I like. I don't really care about any of that. I don't judge talent based on color. I judge it based on the gifts that you bring in that ring. So regardless of if I want a person to win or not, I'll be honest and tell you, I don't know if this person can, if he can get it done. That's what we want to see. I'm not goddamn Houdini. But Ryan Garcia, of course, now he's telling Lbs after the Tank fight. He wants Tank. Tank yells out to him, "You gonna get it next" or something like that. Okay, so make the fight happen. And I would love to see Haney versus Lomachenko. Now he beats Lomachenko. What excuse are you guys gonna have? What are you gonna say? Oh, Lomachenko got old. Floyd wasn't old when he fought Canelo, right? He was 36 though. But he wasn't old when he fought Canelo at 36. The excuse was Canelo was too young. Oh, Floyd never gave Canelo a rematch. For what? That performance warranted a rematch to you? What would have changed in a six month span? Okay? Why isn't Canelo giving Bivol a rematch in Bivol? Here's the crazy part. Floyd beats Canelo easy and beats him at his own game standing right in front of him. But Bivol goes in there and people said Bivol is not that guy. I mean, how many people really thought Bivol had a chance to win? And at the end of the day, people was already saying after he beats Bivol, we want to see either him and Benavidez or basically he's probably going to fight Arthur Beterbiev after that, being that it's at 175, right? Oh, Charlo don't want no smoke. You guys are already planning the schedule for Canelo. He lose, and I told you guys, I saw this on the DAZN app, on their website. It was a 2-fight deal. One with Bivol and then a third fight. Okay, a trilogy with Triple G, which I have no interest in seeing. Triple G is no longer even close to what he used to be, so why in the hell would I even want to support that fight? That's a fight I'm not interested in. And of course, as far as giving you guys the boxing news, excuse me, checking it out for that reason, but this is not a fight, I want to see this. At the end of the day, this is a fight that doesn't even need to happen. But hey, he's going to make this money. People are making excuses already. Oh man, Floyd did it. Okay, so Floyd put the work in. And then Floyd started to decide, okay, yeah, I'll eeny, meeny, miny, mo with these guys, right? That's what Floyd did, but he put the work in for years. Years. And he still fought guys that other guys complained about, but then fought. Like Sean Porter disrespected Andre Berto, saying Floyd just wanted him because I think he wanted the knockout. And he had mercy on Berto. We all saw it. And then it took Sean Porter 8 rounds to get rid of Berto that he basically was indirectly saying was washed up. Well, how you going to sit here and point fingers at one fighter but then applaud Canelo? I heard Canelo's done so much for the sport that at this point he can do what he wants. That's for you guys that love getting on your knees. That's for you guys that love getting on your knees that say things like that. At the end of the day, if you ain't like Floyd doing it, you shouldn't like Canelo doing it either. Okay, and for the idiot jackass that was on the other channel that made the racist comment, oh, people are always saying, no, let me just, bring this to your attention. I saw names like Ramirez, Lopez, Jimenez. I saw all those names. All had something negative to say. So I guess y'all got your little group. Well, whoever, is usually the person yelling out something is the ones who, guilty of their own words, but trying to play the victim. You guys all you black fighters, you start the conversation with you black fighters. So, asshole, my response to you, and I was really surprised that you know who I'm talking to. I was really surprised at you. Then again, not really, because I know people ain't what they try to appear to be on this internet. But you come on my channel and you always try to say something positive. But I catch you slipping, making racist ass comments. Oh, you black fighters always want to celebrate when a black finally win. Haney ain't did shit. Let's see him beat Loma. And you always bring up, why you didn't say let's see him beat Tank? Let's see him beat Shakur Stevenson. Why you didn't say that? You always want to put him up against a non-black fighter as if you want to see a person beat a black fighter. It don't matter if they're same nationality as you or not. You just want to see the black fighter lose. Who you think really care about that nonsense? So take your racist ass somewhere and find a channel that support racist bullshit and stay on there. I don't want you on my channel. You know who I'm talking to. And I told you in that comment, I told you, I'm surprised at you because you always play a different role when you come on my channel. You were the one, oh, you black fighters, oh, you black. So at the end of the day, my whole thing is, when you sit up and try to make excuses about, oh, but such and such made a racist comment. Okay, well, if your wife go out and cheat on you with a woman, are you gonna go cheat on her with a man to say now we even? If she go out and sleep with a goat, you gonna go out and sleep with a horse to say we even? Monkey see, monkey do. And I'm reading a whole slew of comments, and it's the same. Okay, people making the same comments. I'm not making this up. This is what you guys did. But you screaming racist. So, you made it a black versus Latino thing. When Jamel Charlo was fighting against his last fight, I didn't like this, oh, it's America versus Argentina, and people think it's good for boxing. No. Because people get so into this shit, they get in their feelings. They don't even enjoy the fight. Anytime you see fans crying, because the fighter they wanted to win lost, and it's not even a family member, crying and waving their flag and holding their heart like they're about to pass out. Like, damn, only thing happened is Castano lost a damn fight. That's all. He ain't dead. Waving your flag, holding your heart, crying, doing the Fred Sanford clutch. I mean, is that necessary? I didn't agree with the fact or like the fact he was saying it's Argentina versus USA. I get it. At the same time, right here in America, you got to understand, America is a melting pot. It's not all just Americans here. So imagine this. Somebody from New Zealand going to China, waving their New Zealand flag and disrespecting Chinese people. Not because they're waving their flag, but just saying a bunch of racist shit and being biased because they're supporting their countrymen to the point where it's actual bitter feelings. Man, I don't get my feelings caught up in any of that stuff. I just give you guys the boxing news. I just enjoy watching fights. I'm not friends with these fighters. I don't want to take pictures with them. I don't want no fucking autograph. I don't want to hang out with them. They're just people, human beings, just like you and me. That's all. So everything that I saw and read, it was just like, wow, look at how people are making this so personal. So Rolly Romero and Teofimo Lopez are so salty. According to Teo, he didn't even watch the fight. I ain't watch it. No, yeah, you're full of shit. And if you didn't watch it, it's because it hurt you so bad that Devin Haney did what you couldn't do. Rolly Romero need to shut up because you went and got knocked the fuck out in 6 rounds after you told everybody to bet their house. You think I bet against myself? Think I let myself down? Bill, bet on your house. Bet I'm going to win. I'm not going to take the fuck out. He's a pussy. He's a fucking bitch. He's a fucking pussy. I'm going to knock Tank the fuck out. And remember, you did all of that. And you got knocked out in 6 rounds. I'm just being blunt about it because it's like, why do people have to... Now, and the thing is, he's running his mouth as if he didn't lose the fight. See, people always talk about that, that O don't mean nothing. Yeah, it's funny how when you get your ass kicked, now all of a sudden, if the O didn't mean nothing, you wouldn't care. Oh, nah, man, but I was robbed. It's not like he really beat me. Teofimo was robbed. Lomachenko was robbed. Pacquiao was robbed. Now, all of a sudden, Kambosos was robbed. Now, if Kambosos had fought Devin Haney in America, I could hear him saying something like, no disrespect to America, but this is why I wanted to fight in my country, because I know I don't trust the judges. It's favoritism, right? We've seen robberies here, and we've seen them in other places as well. Guess what? You got your ass kicked and handed to you in your own country. In fact, did you guys see the post-fight interview, when he said, I didn't feel like my body, don't even feel like I've been through a 12-round war, and the reporter said, yeah, well, your face looks like it did. Yeah, the arrogance, the lies. Even if you don't feel like that, or you claim you don't feel like that, it's all good. It don't change the fact that you got your ass kicked. So, my whole thing, like I said, I keep it boxing. But we got a lot of these racist ass people who showing their true colors. Because you just upset. And again, like I said, I'm looking at all these names, first and last names, and I'm seeing all these Jorge and Lopez, you know what I'm saying, Jimenez, all these names, like, right. But yet, y'all sitting up here talking about you black fighters, you black people. Then you're going to come on Aries channel and try, no, stay off my channel. I don't want racist people on here. I dealt with people on my page, on my own channel, black people, because you guys remember, I covered a whole lot of what happened between Fury and Wilder. But because I didn't choose sides, because I didn't show favoritism, I'm just speaking on what I'm seeing in front of me and what I'm hearing, what makes sense, what adds up, and what doesn't. So, basically, it's supposed to be a war. I didn't create this channel to come on here and stress myself out and sit here and support and entertain a bunch of dumb shit, which is what you little kids like to do. So, Rolly Romero, I guess you guys are happy with him running his mouth, beating mediocre fighters, and then, when he chokes, he gets beat by a better fighter. It's an excuse. But you guys like the way he pops shit and can't back it up. The same way you motherfuckers, okay, well, why don't Haney fight? So, okay, yeah, I want to see all of them fight. Well, why don't Ryan Garcia finally fight Teofimo? Why don't Teofimo finally fight Rolly Romero? No, you guys want to see, you racist guys want to see Haney drop the belts. And because the simple fact that he beat Teofimo, Kambosos, you guys don't like Kambosos for that. You don't like him for that. But the simple fact is, Haney's been trying to get in the ring with Teofimo for the longest. Ryan Garcia ducked Devin Haney. Fact. Actual fact. He ducked him to do a so-called exhibition. Nothing he said he was going to do materialized. Lomachenko ducked Devin Haney. Gave his belt up for that franchise bullshit. You blaming Devin Haney for that? So at the end of the day, Canelo. Why didn't he rematch Bivol? Bivol beat his ass. You don't want to rematch the guy that beat you? And Bivol even said at 168, we can do it. You more comfortable there, we can do it there. And like I said, if I'm Bivol, yeah, we can do it at 168, but for all the belts. Well, I told you guys, he wasn't going, I didn't think he was going to go straight back to Bivol. Because it was in his in the DAZN agreement that he was going to fight Bivol and Triple G. The thing is, they didn't think Bivol had a chance. You don't want to beat the guy that beat you? So after you go in there and beat a slow, flat-footed, can't punch nearly as hard as you used to, washed up, can't get out the way of punches like you used to, all that, Triple G, then what? Then what? My guess is he stays at 168. And if he invites the Bivol fight, so be it. But at the end of the day, where's all of this? Oh, this guy should do this and this. But when it comes to the fighters you like, it's excuses for them. Y'all need to grow up, get some class about yourselves, and stop focusing on skin color and just enjoy boxing. And this is why people can't enjoy nothing in life, because they always worried about conflict and creating issues. Case in point, if Lomachenko, look what he did. He came back after a long layoff and fought a guy that Teofimo Lopez already knocked out. And people talked about Lomachenko like he came from the fucking sky with a glow around his body. I got nothing against Lomachenko, but this is how the fans and how all these sports writers and all these people, excuse me, this is how they talked about Lomachenko's win. Like it was the greatest thing they ever saw. Excuse me. Okay. Devin Haney wins Undisputed, and look at what's going on. All this hate. Well, get used to it, because it happened. Bivol defeats Canelo, and all everybody's talking about is what's next for Canelo. All everybody's talking about is what should have happened, right? Excuse me. Shoe on the other foot. You know what it would have been. Yo, give Canelo his props. I give every fighter their props for what they do. But that's what y'all have been saying. Give Canelo his props, man. He went up and fought a bigger guy. All this not. Y'all didn't say all that bigger guy shit when he beat Kovalev. Y'all said Canelo is God. Nobody can beat Canelo. Only person can beat Canelo is Father Time. This is what you guys are saying. Well, excuse me. He did what he had to do. And he came with what he had that day. And it didn't work. Paulie Malignaggi was saying whoever came up with this game plan for Kambosos should be shot. And you know how he gets all hyper. You know, I don't know what the guy was doing. The guy should have been getting in there. Like, Paulie, first of all this aggression you guys are talking about, now you always explaining how Floyd nullifies everything. You just don't want to give, you guys want to put Kambosos on the pedestal and try to compare him to Floyd, even though he hasn't done half of what Floyd has done, and they don't even have half the fights that Floyd has had. But then, you fail to realize this about Devin Haney. I'll say it again for the dumb, deaf, and blind. The reason you guys are saying what he should have been doing, and why the fighters are saying, I should have been doing this, is because they know what they should have been doing, but they couldn't. Because the opponent wouldn't let them. So every time you guys, again, talk all this, oh, he can't punch. Again, then if he can't punch, Kambosos should have had no problem eating that jab, walking through him, and stretching him out. Now, if you say, yeah, but he can box, then shut up. Because that's the whole point that we've been telling you guys. It's about the skills. Muhammad Ali was not even ranked amongst the hardest punchers in the heavyweight division. In his younger career, he was knocking a lot of people out. He was getting some knockouts here and there as he got older, but a lot of Ali fights even came at late stoppages. Ali had to wear you out, wear you down. That was what he did. And what do they call Ali? The greatest. So I don't know where you guys all of a sudden now are trying to push this narrative like the only dangerous fighters are the ones that can punch. I mean, look at Conor Ben. He can punch. But look at how many people knock Conor Ben. Oh, man, he's a shit fighter. Oh, he ain't did nothing. The guy's improving, yet you still want to shit on the guy. I don't look at fighters so I can shit on them. I look at what they have. I look at what they do. And I give my analysis on them without influence. It's what I see, what I feel. That's what I do. Again, people, it's easy to run your mouth and talk about what a fighter would have did. You know, when you in there, it's different. It's different. You think the fucking guys that train him, you think Lou Duva or somebody was able to jump in there and show and can do what he's telling Holyfield to do? You think Angelo Dundee could jump in there and do what he was telling Ali to do? Sugar Leonard to do? Okay, you got to understand. It's much easier to sit back and say, if I was in there, I'd do this. First off, you have to have the skill, the determination, the heart, and the IQ to know how to execute. So again, when these fighters are saying, I should have been doing this, okay then. You see how a guy like Floyd Mayweather, like they call it, downloading your data? Okay, I got you figured out. Then he shut down all that shit you try to do. This is how you guys made Kambosos seem. He said, no matter what Devin Haney tries to do, I'm ready for it. Didn't he say that? Did he do that, though? So, again, it's easier to talk that shit. I'm strong as a fucking ox. I can sit here and tell you, you know what? That big concrete slab over there is about 5,000 pounds. I believe if I really put my mind to it, I can lift it. You have common sense to know, nah, Aries, I believe you're strong, but 5,000 pounds, bro? Come on, man. It's no different when you look at a fighter and give them skills that they don't have in your own head. Because you look at, well, he beat this guy. Well, if you want to sit here and play how a guy looked against this guy and that guy, like I told you in the last video, you guys are judging who you think can win based on who they fought, or they didn't look that good against this person. It's not like a situation like how Adrian Broner looked when he came back and just looked flat and pretty much got beat by a guy that you could see didn't really have a high skill set. Nothing like that. But you guys, just imagine, since you want to play that game, well, since Devin Haney beat the man, right? Well, then, I guess that means he could beat Lomachenko and Teofimo too, right? I don't know, because Lomachenko, that's exactly my point. You guys will start making excuses because you want Devin Haney to lose. I don't personally care who you like and don't like, but again, you guys make sense if you're going to talk to me. Don't come telling me a bunch of fucking bullshit because you're in your feelings and you expressing your hate and what you don't like to where you're not looking at the skill set of the fucking fighter. That's what I focus on. I don't care about all that other shit, how you was raised, how you ate rice or beans, 1 meal a day, you went through the struggle. Yeah, okay, and? None of that has nothing to do with what happens in the ring. So you can cheer for a person all you want, but at the end of the day, like I said, skills pay the bills. With the hardest punch or without. When fighters find a way to win, I respect that. You make it seem like Devin Haney is Paulie Malignaggi, like he has no power. Again, if you have no power, then it should look like Michael Spinks versus Mike Tyson. It should look like Sean Porter versus Paulie Malignaggi. It should, and Ken Norton had power. Remember Ernie Shavers walked through him, knocked him out in the first round? Okay, so that means, well, he can punch, but I ain't worried about it. Because we all know Ernie Shavers didn't have the best beard. He could ditch it out, but he couldn't take it. So again, to keep saying that this guy has no power, you guys keep singing that. But it's funny because he keeps winning, and now he's undisputed. And he's 23. only 23. So stop singing these little sissy ass songs about, oh, but this guy is only this age and this age. Y'all not saying that same thing for Devin Haney. Yo, this kid at 23 is undisputed. No. Well, he's not the first one. They had other... Oh, right. Anything to overshadow his accomplishment. This is what you guys are doing. Canelo gets his ass with the 23. He was too young. He was too young. Another fucking guy gets beat. Oh, but he was 34. Oh, but Floyd was 36. But he wasn't old though, right? Which is what they were saying. Floyd is not the same fighter. You know, he's 36 now, you know, and Canelo's young, strong, he's very poised, and his professional, you're right. And then they realize it's easy to say that shit and look on paper and look at what a guy did against another guy. But then when you get in there, just like how you saw Clyde Drexler and all these different players that were great players, and you watched them play other teams, and you imagining what it would look like when they play the Bulls, and then when these guys matched up with Jordan, you could clearly see, like, nah, it's just different. It's night and fucking day. Jordan is just that much better than all these other guys. Yeah, same thing, no different. So I don't think with my heart. I'm thinking with, this is what I see. I'm gonna be honest about what it is. That's all. 23 years old. You know, I respect David Benavidez because that guy is hungry and he wants these fights. But he got skills. You guys sit up here and make excuses and treat grown ass 20. He's just a baby. What 23-year-old baby you know? He's just a baby. I mean, you guys come with these excuses, man. At the end of the day, we saw what happened. And at the end of the day, Devin Haney could fight and lose the titles on his very next fight for all we know. Who knows? The accomplishment is on a fight-to-fight basis, but you build up your legacy. We can sit back and watch the fights. I like to enjoy the fights. I can analyze them all day, but I like to sit back and watch the fights and enjoy them. I don't want to sit up here and every time a guy's fight, now before this fight is even over, I'm already talking about him versus him and him versus him. And no, shut up. Enjoy the fight, one fight at a time. So I don't come here hating on nobody because of their nationality. I hate stupidity though. Ignorant, stupid people that make dumbass comments. And again, you guys talk about racist shit, but you the ones making racist comments. Again, I'm black. I know who I am. I know what I am. At the end of the day, I just call it like I see it. And you ain't never heard me talking about black fighters and making racist comments and talking about, yeah, he got to bring it back home to America. I ain't bringing that shit home to me. Bringing it home to his house. That's for his benefit. You guys ain't making no money off of these people. You guys are not eating because they eat. If he win, we win. Nah. Y'all can have all that cliche, stupid, ignorant bullshit. It's just boxing, people. Never fall in love with lies. Remember the truth brings hate out of people. And I will catch y'all on the next video.